Hi, another film that I watched over the New Year weekend was Paranormal Activity, The Marked Ones, the only other film released in the UK from the series that I haven't yet seen. It's a spin off from the overall series of found footage stories based around haunted houses, an ongoing mythology of a strange sect of people worshipping a demon, raising children within this society. It's deliberately left very vague and um, nebulous, all the better for frightening people, one would think. And this version is more aimed at the Latinx audience, being set in the suburbs of Los Angeles in a working class Latinx community and involving two friends, one of whom gets more and more involved with the investigation of this strange supposed witchcraft going on in one of the other flats in their building. And ultimately, there's various types of chaos, supernatural beings are unleashed, and all of it caught on camera by the main character's best friend. It's an extremely tight production, even with ending credits, it runs to under an hour and 20 minutes. And it was interesting to see a different perspective. All the other films are about white, middle slash upper middle class people living in huge houses. So for this to be in a more working class environment with a ethnic minority group was a refreshing change. And it was interesting to see it from that different perspective. But that aside, it's very much business as usual for the Paranormal Activity series. It ends in chaos, everyone dies. It really isn't a spoiler because if you've seen any of these movies, you know exactly where this is going. There is a little twist at the end, which I won't spoil because the film is relatively recent, which ties it back rather neatly to the original film. But overall, it's a perfectly reasonable way to spend an hour and a quarter. Um, It's well composed. It's vaguely propulsive. It has some interesting character relationships, and the performances, on which these kinds of films often live or die because they have to be very naturalistic, are generally very good. I feel it was possibly a mistake just for the broad audience to have some scenes of Spanish be unsubtitled. I can appreciate this in terms of the film is aimed more at a Latinx audience for whom this is not an issue. But just in my case, it was difficult, and I think there were some important plot elements there that I missed because I don't speak the language. Or as I say, the film was not really aimed at me, so I shouldn't really complain. Um, it's not a deep film by any means, but yeah, it's a ghost train ride, and if you've got an hour and a quarter late at night and you're expecting something that's not going to trouble your sleep terribly, this is perfectly fine.